The changing face of retail. Is retail in crisis or not? We're going to hear from Michael Morris about that now.
Hello, my name is Michael, President of Social Strategy Group. For the past 5 decades, I've been a retail store owner, a manufacturer of women's apparel, a fashion buyer, and a consultant for several design houses. The fashion industry is confronted by unprecedented changes and is in crisis, or is it? Economic turmoil and advances in technology have reshaped the retail landscape faster than most retailers can adjust to. If they don't adapt, they will not survive. Revenues are dropping dramatically with insufficient cash flow available to right a sinking ship. There is, however, a ray of light, but unless the business community communicates with each other and understand that the process of resetting the physical retail environment is likely to be a long and winding road for many concerned. To address the problems that exist in retail, it will require structural and operational changes. This will take time and innovation to achieve the desired results.
Two of the biggest words on the internet right now are share and like. And what I want to do is share with you a little of my history, which goes back to 1961 when I worked in the fashion industry in England, and I hope you like it. So we're going to share and like. But in 1961, when I went into the family business, we didn't have laptops, computers, we didn't even have a cell phone. How on earth did we make a living? I could not believe it. You know, how can we manage today without a laptop or without a cell phone? But the only things that kept us going way back in the 60s was having great product, first and foremost, great customer service, and customer relationship management. Being able to communicate with your customer on a regular basis and keep that customer. It was sort of word of mouth before anybody started to speak about word of mouth marketing, but it was the only way you could survive. And the other thing, talk about collaboration, when you had a store on a main street, they made sure, the landlord, that there weren't 5 ladies' wear stores all next to each other competing. But now I'm going to move on. I moved to Canada. I immigrated to Canada in the 60s because I was fed up with England at the time. I was young, I was 22 years old. And I went to the World's Fair in Montreal, and what blew me away at the US Pavilion when I walked in, I sat in a booth there where I could actually speak on a phone and see somebody on the other side who I was speaking to. 1967. We take it for granted now that you can do that, but in 67 this was very, very new. I then came to Toronto, and I saw for the first time in my life a mall which had 100 stores under one roof, so people could go in and shop under one roof, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. I was here for 6 months. I was on Yonge Street in a menswear store, and I didn't know anything about menswear. I was in the ladies' wear industry as a family business, and Eden Centre wasn't even ready yet. But my brother called me and said, we've got a partner that wants to get involved with us. Come back to England. We need to continue to grow in England. So I went back. We opened 6 stores together, but then in adversity, the first time in my life I faced adversity, the union, the coal miners union, decided to go on strike, and we went to 3-day week, and my stores had no lights in them. We had to take car batteries and Christmas lights to keep the stores open. I said, enough of this, and the connection that I met when I was in Canada phoned me and said, there's somebody in retail looking for a supervisor. So I moved back to Toronto, and I worked for a major ladies' wear chain in the 70s called J. Michaels. I was supervisor for about 12 stores. I was innovative at that time because I had the experience in England. Fashion was further ahead in England. I opened a new chain of stores called Hollies, and I opened a store in Eaton Centre, Yorkdale, Don Mills, all part of this mass explosion of retail in the late 70s and into the 80s. But what that created at that time, major malls were opening on every corner of every neighborhood. And what was happening was that retailers had such fierce competition, and they had so many stores that it over-inventorized. So what did they have to do? They had to discount. So thus became the birth of the discount stores. So So when I'm talking about retail in crisis, as the progression through the different decades, so we're talking about the 70s into the 80s, how this mass explosion of stores created a problem of discounting where originally the consumer didn't have really any control. It was the retailer who was controlling the whole environment, the shopping environment. But because of the discounting and going on sale all the time, the customer knew when sales were happening in the stores. So the consumers decided to wait. And all of a sudden we got Boxing Day sales 7 weeks before Christmas, no longer 7 days before it. So Boxing Day sales. So we then moved, as the industry started to suffer, and retailers smaller businesses started to close down, because as the malls were opening, the small retailer, the Main Street retailer, he was not able to survive anymore. He closed down. We move into the 90s. We go into the dot-com boom, where everybody started saying, well, wait a minute, now's a big chance for us. There's a big chance for us to do business now, because there's this virtual store. We can all have a store. But I thought, what a great idea. I had a design company. I came out with a travel clothing line, and that's, strangely enough, that's where I met Laura the first time, was I built a website. Somebody in Vancouver called me and said, you should have a website. I said, what is a website? He said, well, the website's one of these places where you can get 500,000 people to come and visit, and if you can make lots of money. I said, oh, great, I better build one of these. So I built a website. So I had this beautiful website with which I didn't know what the hell to do. It was 1-800 number on it. There was no email at the time. How am I supposed to get customers? Same problem as everybody's having now these days is how do you get people to go to your website? So here we are in the 90s, in the dot-com boom. I had a website, and almost one day I get an email. Finally, when you have a domain, you then have email. It happened in 93. So I got an email from this little company called Google, which said, we would like to put a banner on your web page. And I said, no way. I'm in the fashion business. Can you imagine having a beautiful design dress in a window of a store, and somebody puts a banner called Google all over that? If I would have known then what I know now, they could have put Google all over the damn place. But anyway, I didn't do it, and I struggled through it. So we move on. We start to move on now with new technology that's coming. And the difficulties that we have out there right now is everybody's building websites. There's websites all over the place, but not a lot of people know how to use a website properly. So as we collaborate together as a group, as technology moves forward, I think there's a fantastic opportunity for people in the internet business to become more of solution providers now, to be able to strategize how to use this incredible technology that we have to their advantage. So before I close, I want to play a video that I picked up on YouTube that I think that says it all, where it's moving. So before I come back to close.
To lining up, will the trend continue? Industrial revolutions go shopping.
The internet's taken a lot of people out of the centres. Now I believe the technology and the internet can help bring people back onto the high street and into our centres.
The small shopping centre in Hampshire believe they have found the solution, linking clicks to bricks.
TagPoints is a mobile loyalty and proximity marketing tool.
I've been filling my smart app boards. Can you show me which ones I can do everything?
We enable shopping centres and retailers to engage with their customers through a mobile application. In store or in the centre, we can actually communicate directly with customers and deliver hyper-relevant messages straight to their mobile phone via the app.
TagPoints technology goes beyond traditional loyalty schemes and enables retailers to offer customers real-time, personalised incentives while they're shopping, but can compete with the ease of online retail.
To get that face-to-face experience, to touch and feel the product will always be important. There's now a trend of how we use technology to enhance the shopping experience rather than use technology to be the only shopping experience.
As shopping centres begin to recognise the importance of the human touch, how can online commerce compete to bring the benefits of real-world shopping into the home?
The technology basically superimposes a 3D model of the product you want to see on top of the camera view on your mobile device. So it looks like you already have that product at home.
You can actually put that sofa virtually into your space and see what it would look like. I think that's a fantastic tool for consumers.
Sayduck is one of many companies using augmented reality to enhance the shopping experience. Could it become an everyday reality?
We think this is a complete game changer in terms of how people shop. In a couple of years, I think companies like Sayduck will definitely be mainstream and something people take for granted and use it every day.
Time will tell if the high street can embrace technology to optimise customer experience and win back hearts, minds and wallets. Whatever the future, retailers expecting to stay at the top of consumer shopping lists will need to provide increasingly personalised service.
So in closing, what I want to say is that when I say is retail in crisis or not, well, it really isn't. It's just that consumers have so many different ways of buying. And I think as long as internet consultants start working with the retailer and showing them and explaining to them how they can use this wonderful technology, the future's very bright. Malls that are empty now could start to be refilled again. It's just doing it differently. So that's what I wanted to share with you, and I hope you liked it.